The following video is a virtual tour of the Jornada 360 commemoration of 30 years of incarceration, activism, and resistance, celebrated in Chicago on Saturday, April 3rd, 2010 at the Café Bate Urbano.
The sights and sound you will see are visual reminders of the 30-year-long campaign to free the Puerto Rican political prisoners, in particular Carlos Alberto Torres and Oscar Lopez Rivera, mixed with reflections from students at Dr. Pedro Albizu Campos High School and family members, loved ones and participants, young and old, newcomers and old hands, in the ongoing campaign to free our patriots.
In spite of countless media and state attempts to derail the campaign and attack its members over the years, we are still here and more active than ever.
To paraphrase Dr. Pedro Albizu Campos, we have never been absent.
My uncle is amazing, okay? He's amazing. And even though he's had to encounter all of these things and deal with all of these things, he has an amazing spirit. I mean, amazing. He runs every single day, gets up and runs every single day. He prolifically reads. I mean, every time I go there, it's like an encyclopedia. Like, you know, I'm learning something new because he's just amazing.
This is an open letter to Oscar Lopez Rivera and Carlos Alberto Torres. I would like to also dedicate this to the political prisoners who are fortunate to be free at this time and here. Special personal shout to Alberto, who's a friend of my family. So here we go. I have never before written you until now. Never put pen to page the rage inside myself for not knowing the words to convey this bottomless bellow within, fissure of skin, skeleton, tendon, muscle, vein, blood beating, heart splintered, serial questions repeating, unanswered. This letter is sleep deprived. Though never having undergone forced deprivation of dreaming, never scheming the breakdown of a spirit warrior, this letter has privileges you now can only commemorate on canvas. Freedoms once breathed and danced and fought for, once laughed like the children you have lost, decade of growing, mature like madre you have missed, home-cooked mealtimes are empty, seated where you are spoken of, synonymously loved by family, community, country of birth, land thanks you for efforts to unshackle her, wrap her wounds in revolution and search for remedy, realized in the fabric of a flag sewn by the hands of a woman named Mariana, in the melody of La Borinqueña humming under a muzzled mandate, and gunshots reverberating a mother tongue sliced but still singing songs of sedition. This letter is confined in solitary, with you, near you, for you, while you await a fate only you decide your liberation will not come with conditions or slip-on stipulations sought as semblance of freedom, because then it isn't freedom at all. Then it is only colonized caricature, and this is a reality. I will never know what it must feel like to wake up cold and void of color or warmth or light from an island sun shines within, but still some days you wish for solar salvation to bust you out of pitch penitentiary confines and cover you in illumination of welcome home, purple heart. Strong like bone on back, like sinew, like stone. This letter is tortured and naked before you, vulnerable and transparent, medically neglected since there is no cure for oppression just yet, but we try every day with you on our mind's eye to keep perspective. The plight of our patriots, loss of humanity never will happen in vain without vertebrae exposed on the sidewalks of Chicago, New York, California, Philly, Puerto Rico knows your name. Even when it's hard to speak it without tears, even when it's hard to write it, to write you, tell you what words are infallible to describe the ache, the loss, the rage, the silence, the scream, the struggle, the dream, the doubt, the truth, the telling you how honored you are, how your freedom swells in the pit of injustice like fuego burning bright, the path towards promise. This letter is redemption. in the history of a people browbeaten and still breathing incantations to ancestors who have come with lessons, still being taught and learned, rewritten and reworked, reincarnated in community of womb where our Madre Patria holds us, keeps us nourished, embryo protected together until time of water breaking free the chains, giving birth to creation, this labor of change. I have never written you until now. This letter, an incomparable reflection of all you have given me. Thank you.
I have a message for President Obama. If anybody here would care to send it to him, please do. I heard that the Liberty Bell has a big crack in it, and it needs to be repaired. I have the solution. Free our 2 political prisoners and give Puerto Rico the right to decide its future and let freedom ring. Thank you.
Seguro, firme y decidido, buscando una mejor sonoridad. Agrofamos el sabor con el ritmo, dándole vida a este conjunto musical. Unidos en una sola fiesta, modernos los rumberos, nos vamos a tocar. Rechazando a aquel que no combata y respetando a quien no sepa respetar. Pa'lante, alta la frente, de frente vamos a demostrar que lo nuestro desean mala suerte. Somos hacha y machete y esa es la verdad. Pa'lante, alta la frente, de frente vamos a demostrar que los nuestros desean mala suerte. Somos hacha y machete y esa es la verdad. Fuerte, fuerte, hacha y machete.
I look forward to doing this for the rest of my life, even after Puerto Rico is free. Because this is a struggle that is, of course, it's about the release of the political prisoners, but it's about a country that's under colonial control by the government of my country, as embarrassed and ashamed as I am to say that. And I feel that that makes me responsible. It's really about love. It's about loving yourself. It's about loving each other. It's about creating community. It's about loving your nation and what that means to us as a people, and I mean as human beings. And so it's with a lot of love that I do this work and that I receive all of the encouragement and the education and the support. And the love. I have gotten far more out of this than I've ever given. Thank you.
I am 19 years old, and for 17 of those years, I was dead. 2 of them alive, living in this community, supporting my people and struggling back and forth to survive. And here I am, in an imitated cell 6x9, supporting my people. Carlos Alberto Torres, Oscar Lopez, Rivera, to me, you are a hero. For the created history, for the legacy you have left for me. For I am a Bate Urbano collective member, and I help youth get liberated, set free. That bright smile, those lit eyes, and this warm heart feeling is enough for me. You see, I have never felt more important in my life. I come from a place where I've seen my mom destroy herself with drugs and seen family members commit suicide. But now I reside in a community that won't allow me to give up, that challenges me when my world is crashing and when I don't feel like anything's worth this much. When mentally I'm disabled and physically I'm worn out. When my body wants to shut down as if I was enabled by 2 AA batteries that just went out. And I look down. But then I get a hand to my shoulder that pulls me right back up. That tells me you finally got something to fight for. Look up. And I see Judy, Jay, Matt, Samuel, Erika, Juanita, Awilda, Cindy, Michelle Morales, Marisol, Jose Lopez Rivera, Oscar Lopez Rivera, and Carlos Alberto Torres. Don't you see what I mean? These people has helped me come a long way, and at the end, has helped me define me.
So on the wall in front of me sits a quote written by a sister, a poet. Her name is Prisionera, and she's an activist in this fight for independence for Puerto Rico, and it says, y ustedes los imbéciles del mundo, los de actitud de pura indiferencia, sin preguntas, sin pasión, sin ilusiones. Es imposible que algún día entiendan la profundidad de su angustia y sufrimiento, de vivir la libertad de otros pueblos y sentir la madre patria esclavizada sin ejercer internacionalmente sus derechos. I sit and wonder if living in this cell for 30 years with limited physical contact would ignite in me a creativity like that of Oscar and Carlos. I'm so proud of them and their will to use art as their combat, their tool to show that they are free beyond the jail bars, that their spirit transcends physical space. Am I capable of doing that? Is my will to live that strong? Is it a Boricua trait? Albizu, Lolita, Dilcia, Aide, Luis Rosa, Antonio Camacho. I think of how many of our revolutionaries have been behind bars for the freedom of our land, the torture, the pain, the tears, the crazy thoughts, the days that they didn't know whether it was day or night.
Hi, my name is Mayra. I chose the big flag with all the activists in the flag because it shows that there are people that are willing to fight and stand up for what they believe in.
My name is Alejandra Lugo, and I chose a sketch of a lady in pain, confused because she's incarcerated. Through all the pain, she is still fighting for Puerto Ricans' libertad. She's trying to get heard, her voice. She's locked between four walls till she is free and her voice is heard.
My name is Fransisco Gomez, and I go to Albizu Campos. I'm a junior, and I chose this picture here because it represents of struggle for a better future. I feel that the wall that these people are climbing is a struggle to get across America, and it describes the struggle that immigrants have to go through. And this is what they have to struggle through, and they're going to overcome it once they cross that border.
Hi, my name's Ashley Rodriguez. I go to Dr. Pedro Albizu Campos High School. I chose this picture of everybody staying in jail for one day to represent Carlos Alberto Torres, to let him free after April 3rd will be his 30 years. I chose this because it shows how people are dedicated to convincing the government and everybody that he should be free.
Today we're here at this program showing us the things that these political prisoners have to do and have to go through. Basically this right here, this whole thing is showing you how big the cell that they're put in is, and some people even stay here overnight, the whole day, to really get a feel of how they're being treated.
I met one of the founders of the school, and it was pretty amazing. His experience in prison, and then him being a founder of the school, and actually being able to talk to him was pretty awesome. But yeah, it really makes me sad because contact is what people yearn for. You know what I mean?
That is where we were able to somehow or other gain our strength to endure back then and to continue endure everything that has happened to us, because those were our role models. That generation of people that were hooked to the land, tied to the land, and were able to internalize the values of their parents, of their grandparents. And our ancestors are still with us. They definitely are, because that is our link to our identity. It is their experiences. Hopefully our experiences will awaken the hearts and minds of these youngsters. That's extremely important because it is a crossing over. It is a history. It is a path that goes only in one direction, and that is cero colonialismo.
That level of resistance, without that passion and commitment to maintain this community alive, you wouldn't have Peseo Boricua, you wouldn't have La Abuelita, the Culture Center, or any other of these institutions that are examples to any city in the United States and Puerto Rico. The reason why we don't have Puerto Rican independence today is because we have not been able to duplicate the victories that have been won in this community. We have not created institutions that continue to perpetuate and raise the level of consciousness and the level of commitment. And that's what we need to do. And it pleases me most to see these young faces, because if anything perpetuates the victories of this community is these young faces. If anything guarantees that we will be here tomorrow, that the school will be here tomorrow, that Bate will be here tomorrow, that new things will be created, is you. Because these institutions belong to you, and you must protect them. And I'm grateful again. We celebrate Ricardo's birthday, and this is a beautiful way to celebrate it. 1980, we didn't celebrate like this, but we resisted, and we continue to resist, and that guarantees us victory. Thank you.
It brought me very memories of everyone that I was there with. That was the last moment that we shared in 1980. And as you all looked at the views and you saw everybody 30 years ago, those 30 years I relived in that cell today. And it's the 24 hours that I spent in prison. I remember when we got captured. I remember the eyes and the vision of everybody. I remember the looks, and I remember the last time that the air hit my face. And I said, I only have two options today. Either I'm going to die, I'm going to be in prison for the rest of my life. Those are the options when you struggle for Puerto Rican independence. But it is only a reality that I know that my country and those who have supported me have made a victory, because I would not be here today if it wasn't for each and every one of you that have supported that movement, that has supported that campaign, and that I know you will participate in our going campaign to see Oscar Lopez Rivera come back home, and Carlos Alberto Torres.